Okay, so here's a quote of the day. It says, being authentic means the possibility of being rejected to your core, but it also means the opportunity to be in love to the deepest part of you. Now, the reason I love that is because that's something I've been learning in my own life. With moving out of your hometown to a place that you really don't know a whole lot of people, if you want to meet people, you got to go outside. But what I've found is that in order for me in this journey of building a new community, if I want to meet the people that I want to live life with, that I want to start businesses with, that I want to just ultimately grow in all aspects of life, I need to understand who I am so that I can be my authentic self, so that when I go and I meet people, if they don't really match with my vibe, if they don't really like me for me, and me vice versa with them, like if I don't be authentic to who I am, it doesn't give them a solid opportunity to, one, know me, but even just to accept me for who I am and love me for who I am. Like that's how I'm able to actually find true friendships and people that I enjoy having in my life, because they're getting to know the actual me. For the longest time, I was always, being a chameleon aspect that was adapting to every space that I was in, and I realized that not only I was robbing myself of the joy and opportunity to receive love for myself in a sense of like my true self, but I was doing a disservice to other people because they weren't getting to know the real me. It was this character that I was creating for them to fall in love with, which was a lie. It was a false persona of who I was, a character that I created, and so it was a disservice to them, and it was a disservice to myself. And so knowing that in the past, I didn't want that moving out of my hometown and the people, the future relationships that I was walking into. And it's a scary factor, a scary feeling to be your true self, to put your true self out there in the world. But it's also a beautiful thing because you can have, all the walls in the world, but those walls, I heard somebody say that the walls that you have to keep out, the walls that you create to keep out disappointment also keeps out happiness. And so I understand we create these walls to try to protect ourselves from pain, but those same walls hold out all the happiness and joys and beauty of life. Like it works for both sides, the good and the bad. And so the thing is that you, regardless of the situation that happened, that caused the pain, you are the one that has to do the healing to be able to bring down those walls. Because in order to be able to have real, authentic relationships with people, you have to be vulnerable enough for them to actually get to know the true you, to put yourself out there, your true self out there, for them to either reject you or to love you. And you can't control whether or not, like, what somebody's going to choose, if they're going to love you or not. And you can't choose if they're going to reject you or not. And I think that's a peaceful feeling to actually come to grasp with that. Because what I found is that I can be very proud of myself, in a sense of putting myself out there. And if people accept me and and get to know me and love me for me, what a wonderful thing. And if they don't, then it just wasn't meant to work out, and that's fine. They can go live their life and I can go live my life, and we don't skip a beat, and that's about it. But you have to be able to put yourself out there. I think part of that journey is being so okay with yourself that regardless if somebody likes you or not, it doesn't shake your world. It doesn't shake your self-confidence. It doesn't shake your identity of who you are. Because when we care so much about what other people think and their opinion and whether or not they like us, if we rely heavily on their opinion, then we just don't even care about our own, and we basically give them control over our life. Basically, that's to simplify it down to the very aspect of that is just when we rely heavily on somebody else's opinion for our own life, then we just give them control over our life, because whatever they say goes. And so if you don't want that, you have to be okay with who you are. And a lot of that starts with you doing your healing process and coming to a point where you're confident in who you are, and that's stacking proof and wins to back up that confidence in yourself and really truly understanding who you are outside of other people's opinions. So there wasn't really much I have for this. It's a bit of a short podcast. I just wanted to share more of just about this quote. And I'll say it again, and it's being authentic means the possibility of being rejected to your core, but it also means the opportunity of being loved to the deepest part of you. So, if you want people to actually truly love you, give them the opportunity to. I know that's scary, I know that's hard, and easier said than done, but if you can love the deepest part of yourself first, then I would encourage you to, and I'm not saying you have to go out to the world and just tear down your walls and try to love everybody and allow everybody to love you. There's discernment. Yes, you don't want to put yourself back in the same situations that you got hurt in the past. Understandable. We learn from that. But it's having discernment on what to share, when to share it. And that goes for any people, and you'll know more in the moment, and you work on this habit and skill of discernment as you go. But start learning how to be authentic and be your true self, and knowing who you are, and then allowing people to either reject you or love you. You'll find the most beautiful relationships in your life by doing that. I'll see you on the next one.